For years, it felt like a pipe dream. The studio that gave us the definitive Spider-Man experience, taking on the most savage, uncompromising mutant in Marvel history. Marvel's Wolverine. But over the last few weeks, the hype train hasn't just derailed, it's crashed into a wall of unprecedented community backlash. From leaked gameplay showing quote-unquote stiff chase sequences, to fans accusing Insomniac of turning the stoic Logan into a chatty, quippy knockoff of Deadpool. Insomniac has always delivered for Sony, right? Well, not exactly. Today, we need to look at the bloody history of Wolverine games, Insomniac's hidden skeletons, and answer the question everyone is asking. Is Insomniac actually misunderstanding who Wolverine is? To understand what fans want, you have to look at what fans had. Historically, Logan's track record in gaming is rough. The 90s gave us clunky side-scrollers, and the early 2000s gave us stealth games where Wolverine, a guy with knives on his hands, had to sneak around guards. It didn't make sense. But then came 2009, X-Men Origins Wolverine. The movie was a disaster, but the game? Raven Software understood the assignment. It was an M-rated, unapologetic bloodbath. You could literally see Logan's ribcage when he took damage. He was a force of nature. He didn't talk much, he just sliced. That game set the gold standard. It proved that a Wolverine game needs to be visceral, heavy, and raw. And that brings us to the studio currently holding the keys to the X-Mansion. When people think of Insomniac Games, they think of absolute polish. Ratchet & Clank, Spider-Man 1 and 2, they are Sony's golden goose. But people forget that Insomniac is not immune to identity crises. Remember Fuse? Originally revealed as Overstrike, it was a stylish, cartoony, funny co-op game. But then, focus groups and studio interference stripped it of its soul, turning it into a generic, gritty military shooter that flopped hard. When Insomniac gets pulled away from their core vision, they can miss. And that's exactly what fans are terrified is happening right now with Wolverine. Recent previews and leaks have shown gameplay that feels a bit too safe. Red trails to follow, generic cinematic set pieces, and a Sentinel boss fight that some players are calling uninspired. It isn't the combat, it's the writing. Let's address the adamantium elephant in the room. The criticism that Wolverine is talking too much, that he's being Marvelized, that Insomniac is writing him like Deadpool. Here's my take. People have Marvel brain rot right now. We are so used to every character dropping a sarcastic quip every 3 seconds that the moment Logan opens his mouth to share some narrated lore or have a heart-to-heart with a team member, alarm bells go off. But is he actually becoming Deadpool? No. The leaks and previews suggest Logan's story is deeply focused on him grappling with his rage and trauma. Insomniac has made him a heavier, more brutal fighter compared to the zippy acrobatics of Spider-Man. However, the fans aren't entirely wrong to be worried. Logan's charm comes from his silence. He is the ultimate gruff loner. He works best when he is the grumpy straight man reacting to the colorful personalities of the X-Men. If Insomniac forces him to constantly narrate his inner thoughts out loud while we walk through a jungle, or forces witty banter during a bloodbath, they fundamentally misunderstand the character. We don't want a talkative Logan. We want a guy who communicates through a grunt, a cigar, and the sound of claws extending. Recently, an Insomniac director responded to the massive wave of criticism, calling the relentless online hate detrimental to the team's mental health. And they're right. Harassing developers over leaked, unfinished footage is toxic, full stop. But the core critique beneath that toxicity is valid. Fans don't just want Spider-Man with claws. They want a game that respects the dark, uncompromising nature of Wolverine. Can Insomniac deliver? Yes, they have the talent, the budget, and the engine, but they have to trust the silence. Let Logan be brutal. Let him be quiet. If they can do that, they might just make the greatest X-Men game of all time. What do you guys think? Is Logan talking too much in the leaks, or is the internet just overreacting?
Exactly.
Let me know down in the comments, hit that like button, and subscribe for more deep dives. I'll see you in the next one.
Yeah! Yes, Trask and his goons still hate mutants!
Yeah, well, give him a new reason to hate us.
Me to do the dirty work as usual.